Hey Scale Nation, Joe, Bear, and Tosh. Listen, we're doing a quick intro to a full video. I thought of this after the fact, but listen, this video is going to be a little bit different from what you're used to. This is less of a review, less of an install. It's just more of an experience. We're learning together. You'll see in the video, but the whole idea behind it is, guys, dude, take the opportunity. If you think you can do it, you absolutely can.
Yeah.
As you watch the video, you'll see that we're about to undergo something that we had absolutely no idea how to do. We didn't have the correct tools. We didn't have the correct parts. But you know what? It's all about the experience.
We did it.
Yeah.
So
We're still married.
Yeah.
Both of us are still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So please enjoy the video. I hope you like the format, and I hope you like the family adventures, because we'd like to make a lot more of them. So enjoy, guys. Bear?
Bye. Subscribe to the video.
Welcome back, Scale Nation. Joe and Tosh here. It's time to do some work on Clark the Jeep. What are we doing today? Well, new water pump, new thermostat housing, new thermostat. But please, this is not a how-to video. Us trying to teach you how to work on this thing is like the blind leading the blind. This is going to be more of an experience video. Like how much we're going to yell and scream at each other while we try to work on something that we've never done before. We actually have absolutely no idea what we're doing, but it should be fun to learn together.
We're going to give it a shot.
Together. So who's going to be doing most of the wrenching today?
Me.
Yeah, exactly. So just a heads up, Tosh is very sick, but it's not going to stop her from working on the Jeep, and it's not going to stop us from at least trying to make a video for you. She won't be talking that much, which is great because I love talking, if you guys have noticed before. We've collected a lot of parts thanks to Amazon for being so fast with getting this stuff to us. And the Jeep is going to get some work. So to give you guys kind of a heads up for those of you who don't know, 2004 Jeep LJ makes it a 2004 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. Bit of a rare beast being the LJ. This thing has 350,000 kilometers on it. So we don't know what kind of little surprises this thing is going to give to us, but we're going to figure it out.
We'll handle it.
Now, full disclosure, Tosh,
What?
if you break your Jeep,
Oh, yeah. Listen, if you break your Jeep because you've listened to us, we are not responsible.
no.
If you blow your Jeep up, please keep it to yourself.
Yeah, this is not, we don't know what we're doing, so please consult a professional if you're doing anything important, and don't blame us.
We are not professional. We're the furthest thing.
Yeah, we don't really know what we're doing.
From professional.
We bought some tools. I don't really totally understand how to use them. I've worked on RC cars for a long time, and for some reason I think that will translate. But hey, we've got all day because the kid's in school, so let's get started.
School, let's work on the Jeep.
Yeah, so what's step first?
Gloves.
Yep.
Coffee.
Okay.
Kleenex.
Okay. Drain the coolant. Get under the Jeep.
Drain the coolant.
Get under the Jeep.
Okay. Here we go.
All right, let's get some hoses off this thing. Of course, to get the Franchrods out, we got to get the hoses off. Open the pliers up. So, yeah, there you go. So, top hose come off. Water bottle's coming out. That hose is coming off. And again, she wants to do it, so...
I'm like, I can't even see right now. Hang on.
Yeah, you have no idea how sick she really is, but the work has to get done, and she really wants to do it. So, let's get it done.
This is... Here, can you get that started?
Yeah, here, you hang with this.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
It's on such a terrible angle. You know what I could do? I can just change its angle, and then you can do it. So, move it up. I think if we had the proper tool for this, it might make life a lot easier. But the guy who so the rad on this thing was actually recently just changed as a part of the safety to get it so we could buy it.
There we go.
So he's got everything all goofed up in different places. And I know that we don't need to flush the rad on this thing. Well, technically we do need to flush the rad on this thing because he just did all new coolant and stuff on it when he changed the rad. But in the week that we've been waiting for parts, we kind of maybe put the wrong... I mean, I knew it, but I put the wrong stuff in the rad just to keep it from overheating. So we've got to flush the whole system a couple times to get all the old crappy stuff out of here and then start new. But we're going to start new with all fresh stuff because at least that way we know from today on. Yeah, get the thing out there. At least that way we know from today on the correct stuff will be in the system. We don't have to worry about, you know, our Jeep failing us for any reason, shape, or form.
Oh my goodness.
Come on, tug that hose.
What? Family channel.
It is.
No,
It tries to be.
this thing is on there good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you're not gonna worry about it. The thermostat housing that thing is plugged into
I know.
is being replaced.
there's just so much junk. Ooh,
There you go.
look at that.
Yeah, we should probably replace these in time too. Maybe get some silicone hoses.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Hey, dude, you're getting replaced.
Oh,
Look at all that
go.
stuff in there, right? So that we're gonna replace. The water pump down there we're gonna replace. But it's time to get all this stuff out of the way. And as you can hear, we're still draining. It's still going. It was a full system.
Makes me feel like I gotta pee.
Yeah, if we do this long enough, we do have to pee. All right, now here's where the major injury could happen. So there's a couple different things you can do. We've got a giant crescent wrench onto that. So we're lucky enough to have one of the fans that actually you can just put a crescent wrench on, smack that with a hammer, in theory, and it's gonna loosen it. But this is kind of one of those, hold on. Okay, so this isn't like give it like a love tap. We're cracking like a 15-year-old bolt here. So what you got to do is here. I'm just gonna hold it like this. Please don't kill me. And yeah, give it a good one. No, like better than that. Can you grab that? That'd be my fault for not hanging on to it. But yeah, we got to give that thing a good crack. We got to get that bolt to come loose of the front of that that pulley. But the idea behind it is if we give it enough of a smack, it's gonna loosen off because of course the entire system is turning. But that's kind of what our goal is. And then once we get that fan, as soon as we get it started, then we'll be okay. And then we can take the shroud and the fan out at the same time, is I guess what my theory is. Another good thing about going over a Jeep that you bought used, or any vehicle you bought used, is start to take a look at what's in here. We've already noticed a few places, like the fan shroud bolt up here is there, but it's missing the bottom bolts. So the fan shroud was shaking and moving and jiving as we were going through. I don't know if I hold this, if that'll help. No, it's just turning the whole pulley. All right, let's get at this and see what we can do.
Okay. First trip to the hardware store. Honey,
Yep.
so much for having everything we needed, eh?
Okay, so again, let's recap. I really don't know what I'm doing. I've read a bunch of stuff as to what I would need, and I collected the majority of the things that I thought we would need, but little did I know that my socket was too thick to be able to get onto the pulley nut to be able to lock it out so that I could get the big wrench to go, and then the big wrench just loosens up way too much, so you give it a funny look and it falls off the big fan bolt, and I'm already cutting my hands up and I'm already swearing a lot. So it might be easier just to head off and get a couple tools, a couple things that might help. I mean, we need the tools anyway, right?
Yeah.
That's he who has the most tools wins, is what the mechanics tell me. She who has the most. Oh yes, you're right, because you were going to claim all of these. But we also, I remember through the process that I also have to get distilled water, because we have to use that to put the correct water in the rad, because we need to flush it a couple times before we put the new stuff in.
Yeah.
So off to Canadian Tire for you good old Americans. I don't even know what the equivalent would be. For tools and parts and stuff.
Okay. Trip number 1.
Just quit it.
Trip number 1.
We're gonna get everything.
Trip.
We're gonna get out of here. We're
Number-
gonna get everything. Oh, tools. She gets so, seriously, it's a sickness. She gets so excited. Okay, we need those lock things. Is it something? I don't know. Would that do it?
All right.
Oh shit.
Let's go.
You seriously are gonna buy that?
Oh, yeah.
What is it? Oh my god, it's a giant pipe wrench. What are you gonna do?
We're gonna get that damn fan off.
Is this
if it
like a
kills me.
Halloween costume idea or what? Okay, we also need.
It's less than $20. Can I have it?
Oh my god, it's only, yeah, we should buy it just for the sake of. All right, let's go find a driver, or a, what do you call it? What is it? Oh, here they are. Let's find one of these. Okay, so you want to make my wife really, really happy? God, man, like literally people in the lineup were like, "Whoa, I hope you don't make her mad." I'm actually really hoping I don't make her mad too. So let's try again. We had to go get...
Just a couple things.
Yeah, so this guy here, too deep to fit onto the fan. So the goal here is put the wrench onto one of the bolts that are actually holding the pulley to stop the pulley from moving, and then grab that big bastard. And you know what? If we're going to upgrade, let's upgrade everything. Let's move to this hammer, and we're really going to get this thing loose. So a couple parts later... Okay, I'm going to try not to get murdered. If I ever get murdered by a wrench, if they ever find me dead from blunt force trauma, please use this video as evidence. I'm wiping my fingerprints off that thing. Okay, so that did it. You have the microphone to yours.
All right, that did it. A little bit of leverage.
And a giant wrench.
And a giant wrench. Got that bad boy right in there.
Yeah. So now I can turn this off.
And start to see how it's coming off there. You can see a little bit of the threading, the shiny metal in there.
Now, of course, before I let that go, I got to get the rest of the screws out.
So we got to take this whole...
Yeah, the last thing we want to do is let that fan fall into the... Could you imagine go this far and then just let the fan smash out the red? What am I... You get in there. What am I doing? So yeah, so it was... So as much as we fought with that adjustable wrench, we just grabbed that big sucker, used the little ratcheting wrench that I got, braced it against the idler pulley, the serpentine belt housing, and let Tosh hit the... What are you doing?
Am I tightening it or loosening it?
You're tightening it. Switch it the other way. Let Tosh hit it with a giant hammer, and second crack of the bat, it come loose. I will be honest with you. I was afraid for my life.
There was no reason to be afraid, honey.
It was a big hammer. And I thought I was going to get hit in the head for sure.
I would never have allowed you to be wounded.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Why is he bleeding from his head? Oh, I don't know. Okay, so fan shroud coming off. For those of you, one of the things that I read on the internet is that thing there is full of fluid, so make sure when you take it off, wherever you set it down, you set it upright. Oh yeah, we also removed the reservoir. That's on the ground, and that is so gross on the inside. If I'd realized how much sediment was caked at the bottom of that, I might have actually bought a new one. So we got to figure out a way to clean that out. But we also bought some more tools while we were gone, because taking her to a tool store gets expensive.
What?
Yeah, exactly. The tools that she's gonna buy just for random stuff is gonna cost more than this damn Jeep.
But we need them. All right, so the shroud is off now. Fan is out, and we're removing more hose clamps.
Yeah, the only reason why I'm doing this is because these clamps are a bit of a pain in the ass to get a hold of. So this is the thermostat housing. I'm gonna pull that off, and then I know we gotta pull this pulley off, but I'm just getting this out of the way first because I know we're getting rid of it anyway, so hell, why not? And then belt comes off, pulley comes off. Yeah, and then the water pump comes off. I got another hose clamp here, and then this metal bar right here. Like, I was looking for this. This is the heater pump inlet pipe. Heater. It basically goes to the heater core inside the car out of the pump, so the coolant will go through it. This is 15 years old. This needs to get replaced, but I could not find one in time. So, man, this entire surgery could be completely put on hold if I snap this off trying to get it out of the pump. But we're going to see what happens with that. I'm actually a little nervous about that one, but this is going to be an interesting thing. A lot of the stuff I've seen online is, dude, just buy a new one. And I will in time, but I could not have it in time for this, and we are bleeding this Jeep dry of coolant. Not dry, but low on coolant every couple days, so I have to get this done. So, I'm hoping this thing is going to last through this change. But, yeah, let's get the this off. Tosh, grab some wrenches, please.
All right, guys, so we have the thermostat housing off, and take a look at how buggered this thing is.
Dude, that is 15 years. That's 350,000 kilometers old.
Look at this.
I mean, look at the inside, too. Like
it's ancient and just gnarly.
It's not bad for there. That's fairly clean. And the old thermostat looks like fairly healthy. So, I mean, maybe once upon a time somebody switched it out, I don't know, but we got a brand new good one for sure. So
Well, because, right? If we're in there,
yeah,
may as well do it.
Plan on doing this again.
Go shiny. So shiny. So shiny. Boom, boom, boom. Not shiny.
Not shiny.
Not shiny.
Tosh, you still loving your Jeep?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's in there. So the thermostat housing is off, tubes are off. Now there's 5 bolts to get the water pump off. How many do you got loosened out so far?
5.
5?
Yeah, this is the last one.
So we've got the new water pump sitting over on the bench over there, so that as she takes the bolts out of this one, because some of them are different sizes, so as she takes the bolts out, she can pop them in over there. So just remember, as you pull them out, just leave the top one in, so it doesn't just fall off. That'll be the last one you pull out.
Okay.
Oh, another thing of Jeep, like a built-in tool tray. Like, I mean, we could have covered this so we didn't scratch the paint, but I'm gonna replace these in a while anyway.
What's paint?
What's paint? What is paint? We good?
Okay.
So you won't be able to hear it, but when we give this thing a spin, you can actually hear that the bearing is failing. Now, this is a pretty neat thing that we've learned about these Jeep water pumps, is as the bearings? As the bearings start to fail, a weeping plug starts to just kind of piss out coolant. So it kind of gives you like a warning that it's on its final legs before you have to absolutely have catastrophic failure and overheat, because, you know, Jeeps have a heating problem as it is already. Or a cooling problem, I guess you could say. But yeah, so as you can see, back of the rad looks great. He said it was a brand new rad, but unless he messed up all those fins, I guess it's kind of newish. Maybe he messed up those fins installing it. The guy we bought it from said a lot of things. Nice guy.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
Super nice guy.
Everything he said has been true so far. It's just a couple things we would have changed.
We're just, you know, we have our own opinions of things.
Yeah. Well, we always have our own opinions, hon. That's what makes us us. Although we did find out that we have had a check engine light that's been popping on lately, and it says it might be because it's some of the temperature sensor. And this little guy here kind of just
Fell off.
Where's the old thermostat housing?
The garbage.
Oh, we have to take the sensor off of that.
Oh, right.
So it's this sensor right here. Good thing I found it. This little guy here, it just fit on there. So I think that that's probably a part of it. The temperature sensor, which is not working correctly because it wasn't making connection. So I will fix that as well. Or she will fix that as well.
I'll fix it.
So, old water pump. Listen. Ready? Listen. Hear that? I hope you can. This is bearing going bad. So that's how this thing is warning me that it's pretty much shit the bed. This one, new water pump. Nada. No sound. Good bearing. So this is where we're changing it. So what's really, really neat, again, what I thought was interesting is as this is going bad, it's got a plug that says, oh, hey, I'm going to warn these guys that stuff's going to go wrong before terminal failure. So thank you, Jeep. You did a good job at letting us know that there was going to be a problem. Because imagine if you were on the trails or something like that and this thing just buggered out. Now, of course, this guy here, this is where I'm afraid. I'm actually really afraid of this one.
It's stuck on there.
Man, I'm actually really nervous on this part. There's a really, really good chance I'm just going to snap this. This thing is 15 years old. It's a different type of metal.
It's iron.
This one may not make it. But you know what? Camera's on. If I'm going to break it, I'm going to break it on camera. Let's see here. I think it's over here. This one, maybe.
Straight down first.
That one. There you go. Need to make sure this is like the most perfect fit ever. Really, 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 from my own mental capacity, cannot afford to blow this up because, man, I can't get this thing replaced today. Oh my God. Okay, sit down. This water pump is shot, so I don't need to care about that, but I need to care about this. man, I'm so nervous.
Come on, honey.
Holy shit. I can't brace myself on it. I feel like it wants to move, but it's been best friends with this water pump for 15 years and doesn't want to move. God, if I had a working vise, that would make my life a lot easier right now. Holy shit. Oh, okay, not happening.
My pipe wrench?
Not happening right now. Time to pull out. It looks like. I know it's not a penetrating fluid, but it'll do what it can. Okay, I'm gonna leave this a while. Okay.
All right, so we are back on the road again.
Yes, but this is not to get parts. This is not to get tools. This is not to get anything that we don't already have. It's, dude, I can't get that part off that pump, and I know if I head to work, we can use the vise and use the tools at work to get it done. So there's a way better chance that I'm gonna be able to get that part off if I go to my techs real quick. Because remember, I do work at a car dealership, so I can use our vices, I can use our heat, I can use everything to get that off. Stuff that we haven't been able to accumulate in the garage. And we did attempt to try to actually buy brand new parts, but we can't get the local Dodge dealership to even pick up the phone. It's very frustrating. So to kind of give you a reference point, I called them, today's Wednesday?
Yeah.
I called them last Thursday, or emailed them last Thursday, asking for a price for the pump, all the parts I just bought. And then they called me and said, no problem, I'll send you an email in a minute. Today is Wednesday, and I don't have any information yet, and I've called again, and they're like, yeah, we'll get back to you. So I haven't been able to get parts from them, prices from them, because I did want to put original Dodge parts back on. Oh, there's an MG in front of us that smells horrible. Look at how much black smoke is coming out of this guy's car. I know you guys can't see it, but...
Oh my God.
Wow. Anyway, so we're off to see if we can use my technicians at work to a little more gently coerce that part apart so I don't have to snap it.
Yeah.
That's really... And you know what? Let's grab lunch.
Lunch?
Lunch. Let's grab lunch. Because I think part of my frustration with that part might be the hangry.
The hangry?
Yeah. And I will snap it.
I need more coffee.
Need more coffee. Let's get some lunch.
Coffee. I need the coffee.
And I got to be careful with that sensor too, so we got to get that off correctly.
Yes. All right. Parts. Lunch.
No, not parts.
Help.
Help. We're not buying more parts. We're just getting help.
Help. Lunch. No hangry. More GP. Okay.
More GP. No hangry. Coffee. More GP.
All right. Guys, I'm dying. I don't even know what I'm doing, like what I'm wrenching. Like I can't even see straight. I am one big ball of snot. Who needs coolant? I'm just gonna phlegm into the engine.
Oh, that's so disgusting.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I need a little sympathy right now. Whew.
All right, let's viced in. Let's see what I can do. Oh, I'm still so afraid of this. It's not fully viced in. Hold on. I don't really care about this thing anymore, so I don't mind breaking this one. Holy shit! There we go.
Whoa.
That does not want to come off.
All right. Didn't crack?
No. That's it. 15 years of being friends with this.
It's done.
It's a great tool to have. Vice. Okay, well, lunchtime. We're not eating this. So just before lunch, because we're gonna literally hit this sushi restaurant right here, we thought, you know what, there's an auto parts store right here, and let's take our chance, because this little bad boy here, we brought it with us because we just took it off. Dude, if I can replace this, like, it's so grungy and gross. Like, if I can replace this because you have to take the water pump off to do it, let's do it now, right? So we're going to CarQuest Auto Parts, and I'm like, yo, can you get this pipe? And he's like, yeah, 4 o'clock. So they're going to have it here from a different city in 3 hours and 15 minutes for us, and it's going to cost us $20.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
We'll do exactly that. So, CarQuest, thanks, guys.
Thank you. You saved our bacon.
Yeah, I don't want to have to take this water pump off again later.
No.
I know you guys can't tell, but it's 7 o'clock at night now.
7 o'clock.
Look out the window. There's no sunlight anymore.
It's
So
dark.
we have been, we took a break at about, what did we do? At 1 o'clock we had lunch.
Yeah.
And then we stopped off at a parts store.
Yes.
Because remember how we just posted that video where we actually got this just decrepit, nasty piece out of the, here, let's move because that light's in the background. Remember how we just got this decrepit piece out? Yeah, so I wasn't really comfortable putting that back. It's in your face. I wasn't really comfortable putting that back in. You know, one of the things that they say is that when you pull it off, there's a real good opportunity you're going to destroy this part.
Yeah.
And you have to take the water pump off to replace this, and I didn't really want to put it back in.
No, and it's all oxidized and gross. It's 15 years old.
Yeah, the threads
so
are just
it's just hammered. So
since I'm using a new water pump anyway, we went to Dodge. Dodge didn't have it. They suggested somewhere else. That was that parts store that we showed you. And a few hours later, it's in. $20.
shiny, 20.
It just makes sense. So we had to wait the afternoon. I had to go back to work and do some stuff at work for the afternoon. But here it is. So we got it. So now I'm going to be a lot more comfortable throwing this new part into this new pump. And then, oh, shit. The good news is they're all the same size. 1, 2. Oh, so if I'm going to drop 3 of them, at least they're the ones that are the same size. Okay. All right. So,
see, we're tired.
Well, it's been so long, I forgot that we left all the bolts in there. But we also were able to get the, let me hold the bolts, the sensor for the coolant in here. And because I really don't like thread tape, I picked up this little tube of like liquid thread sealer.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool instead of using thread tape because I don't really like that. And we also picked up some gasket maker to put some stuff together.
Make sure everything's sealed up and done properly.
Yeah. So I didn't tell you this, but I learned something pretty interesting today. So Ray, the controller, so every dealership has like a head accountant to call the controller. Yeah. And Ray's a super cool guy, and he's really fun with his cars. So he usually bounces between like Porsches and Corvettes and stuff like that. And he said that he had a Boxster a little while ago. And I guess Porsche, after you own a Porsche, they log what you buy, when you buy, stuff like that. You keep getting closer. What are you doing?
I'm
just fine. You're literally sticking a microphone in my face. So Porsche.
Now never mind.
Would you? So Porsche emailed them to say, hey, you used to have a Boxster and now you don't anymore. Tell us, what did you do? So he filled out the survey and stuff like that. And one of the Porsche guys got back to him and said, yeah, man. Like, we're kind of in trouble. These people who were owning Boxsters before, when they sell their Boxsters, they trade them in for something. Want to take a guess what everyone is trading their Boxsters in for?
Not for a Jeep.
Jeeps. Porsche Boxster owners are trading in their Boxsters and buying Jeeps.
I don't buy it.
And he said that it's to the point now that Porsche is actually starting to get like, what do we do, man? We don't have a Jeep. Like, they have... I mean, they have an SUV.
But even Mercedes has like kind of an answer.
They have...
It's a high-end...
Yeah, the G-Wagon and stuff like that. But it's like, Porsche's like, what do we do, man? Like, they're trading away their Porsches and they're buying Jeeps. There's no defense against it. It's not like they're buying Mercedes. It's not like they're buying... Well, in Ray's case, he bought a Corvette. They're buying Jeeps, which is kind of cool, which is great, because in a few years, when they all trade their Jeeps in, I still want to buy a JL. I really like that thing. But, all right. Let's get back to work because it's way after school. We have a 5-year-old sitting on the floor eating veggie sticks and chilling with his iPad. This is how much he cares about what's happening. But let's get to work because this has to get done tonight.
Yeah.
All right, time to get the water pump back into place. We've got that metal thing on there. She's putting it in. I set this up here so that she can know exactly where to pull it out from. We use some RTV gasket maker just to make sure that gasket stays on during the transition. It doesn't shift or anything like that. We didn't put like a ton on just to actually like make a gasket, just enough that the gasket didn't run away on us. So before you do the rest of them, I put that little tube of that over there. Yeah. So just put like that. If you hand tighten those enough, it should stay so that if you let go of it, it's not going to fall off. Oh, it is, yeah. So now put that on the rest of them. And then let's get all 5 bolts in. And then we got to torque it. Okay. We got to torque it. Torque it. Torque wrench time. Oh, that's more fun stuff too.
Torque wrench?
Yeah, actually I have a new torque wrench that we've never used before.
So for example, this spins around. And this sucks in the water.
Which part does? This part does?
Yeah.
Hold on, what's this part do?
All right, that scoops up.
That scoops up the water. And where does the water come out?
It comes out here.
Yeah. What spins this? That big belt that's on the floor somewhere, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big belt does it?
Yeah.
And what is this called?
Water pump.
Yes, exactly.
It is. Good job.
So what I'm doing right now, what they tell you to do, new torque wrench. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. So torque wrenches, a 50-pound to 250-pound torque wrench is like $60 to buy a decent one because it's 50 to 250 tires and stuff like that. These torque wrenches that do like 10 pounds, these are like $300, and I'm not paying that. I'm not a professional technician. I'm not about to do that. So I picked up this one that does 10 pounds to 80 pounds on Amazon for $40. I'm pretty sure it's crap, but dude, I'm gonna use it like 8 times. So if I really need to, and it's not like I'm doing any like really technical stuff. I'm just basically star patterning a water pump back on, and what they tell you to do is start it at 9 pounds, but this starts at 10. And then you do 10, then you do 12. Star pattern, get them all done in, kind of get the gasket seated correctly until you get up to 18 pounds. It's 18 pounds for that, 13 pounds for the thermostat housing, and then when I do the spark plugs, which will be soon, it's 22 pounds for those. So this is going to do what I need it to do just to make sure that I don't crank stuff down. So that's kind of what's happening right now. And the only reason why I'm doing this and Tosh is not is because she's making sure that Bear doesn't fall off the front of the Jeep, which we're not even doing right now because we're videotaping Bear if he falls off the front of the Jeep. Right, buddy?
Yeah, and for example of this.
Do you want to help with this?
Yeah,
Okay.
and so this part spins around, and it spins this part too. And you see there's little holes in here to scoop up the water, and it's the same amount in every one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you're pretty correct on that, actually. Okay, do you want to help me with this?
Yeah.
I need you to do something really, really important, okay?
Yeah.
So pull this over there until it clicks. Okay, now push it back to me and do it again. There, click, done, done. Okay, now we're gonna do
My glove.
this one.
My glove.
Do this one, please.
Give me my glove.
Wardrobe malfunction.
Okay, your gloves are not gonna fit. Go ahead. Okay, stop. Good job, buddy. Okay, now do this one. Okay, pull it back up. Okay, go again. Good job. Good job, buddy. That's good. Oh, that's the idler pulley. God,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so water pump is installed. The heater pipe is installed. Yay. That's connected. The return hose is connected, or the whatever. Anyway, this little bastard here, everyone told me, man, replace these stupid things for worm clamps, and I really should have listened to him, because getting that thing back on, hidden by this, what a pain in my ass, but it's in. Now the thermostat has to go back on. And of course, being that we took this apart this morning, and then I'm going back through here and I'm like, what did we forget? Like, what is this hole? What did we do? That's the idler pulley. Oh my God, I got scared for a second there because I'm like, did we get something wrong? But that is the idler pulley. So, we've got them all torqued down to 18, did the star pattern. The gasket should be nice and seated on there nice. And this one here is going to be our next. So, hold on. Why am I doing this? Thermostat. Thermostat, stat. Where is it? So as always, when it comes to absolutely anything that we do, I make a giant mess of everything. That's kind of what my deal is. Thermostat. That's the thermostat housing.
Oh, right, the housing.
We need the thermostat. Which is
this guy right here.
Is that the old one or the new one?
This is the new one.
Okay, so slam that sucker in there.
I just push it right in, right?
That's exactly. It's gonna just fit snug in there, just like exactly like that. Yeah. So I mean, it's gonna fall for now. But let's go ahead and get the housing and stuff installed, which is 2 bolts, so we don't have to star pattern or anything. But let's get the housing installed.
Guys.
Yep.
Can I help now?
Actually, in 2 minutes you can. Okay.
Yep. 2 minutes. Just let me get this thing on.
I'm here.
Where are you? You here?
Yeah.
All right. So Tosh, what are we doing now?
We're torquing this down.
Okay. How much?
13.
Did you get them both? Top and bottom?
I haven't done it yet.
Oh, it's already set to 10.
Is it set to 10?
You're looking at the wrong side.
Oh!
Let him do it.
Here, I am. I'm just putting it on.
Oh. Okay, Barry, you gonna torque them down, buddy?
Yeah.
Hang on, it's not on yet, bud. Hold on. There you go. Go ahead. Okay, pull it up. Go.
Click.
There you go.
Okay,
Click.
let's go to the top one.
Okay, top one. Hold on.
Is this fun, buddy?
Okay, go ahead.
You're helping. You can tell all your friends at school that you helped with the Jeep.
Do you have to make this hard?
You just gotta wait till it pops. There you go. Click. Okay, stop.
Stop.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay.
So I did have a check engine light for a while, or what am I saying? Clark had a check engine light for a while. It would come on and go off and come on and go off and come on and go off. And then the setting in the computer said that it could be, one of the things could be the temperature sensor. And I noticed when we went to take this off earlier, this was literally just like floating there. It was kind of just sitting there. So sometimes it was on, sometimes it was off. So now cleaned out, it makes the click, it makes a full connection. So I'm hoping a couple things. Number one, I'm hoping that now that we have we will have the correct amount of coolant in it, that we will not get that. But I'm also hoping that maybe just that bad connection might have been a part of it. But it's funny, when you look under the hood for a little while, look at this. I found this ribbon hanging out. This is connected, well, no longer connected to something. I had to figure that out. And Tosh found an actual plug in here, which I'm wondering if maybe this is a block heater that's installed in here. But I mean, if you look at that plug, I don't think I'll be putting that into a socket anytime soon.
Yeah, that's just a little corroded.
So I'm going to figure out what this is. Any Jeep owners, if you know why a positive, negative, grounded 110 outlet plug would be running down to the back of my motor, hey, please post comment below.
My motor.
Yeah, sorry. Clark's motor.
Bye.
Oh, Bear's down there. I would love to figure out what that is. So I guess what we have left to do, right? Put a few hoses back on. There's one. I wondered, I forgot what went on to this thing, but then I remember that we got literally hoses just scattered all over this damn Jeep right now. And then the hose that goes back on the top of here. Then we got to put the pulley back on. We have to make sure we put the idler pulley back on because I've already forgot about that once. And then fill it. Now, we're going to fill it completely with distilled water. Run it. Make sure it gets up to cycle. Make sure it's not leaking all over the place. Drain it again. And then flush it because, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, just for emergency purposes, we had to put tap water into it because it was super low and I didn't want to overheat the engine. So I gotta flush the system. I gotta make sure everything is out of it. We bought a ton of water to do it. Candidly, bad math, bought way too much. But let's carry on. Are you having fun, Tosh?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Lots of fun.
Let's keep going.
All right, so everything's been popped back in. Shroud has been locked down. Reservoir's been popped back in. We've put the hoses and clamps back on. We've triple checked everything. So now we're going to flush it with some distilled water, and we'll see how it goes.
Hi.
Oh, this is going to take a bit. We actually have to fill this rad. It takes 9.9 liters, so we're going to have to use 2.5 of these bottles. Then we got to run it because we got to flush the whole system out, drain the whole system again, and then we'll do the half and half of the coolant and the water.
It's full.
It's not full, but we'll take care of it.
Oh, no, it's not.
Well, the good news is it started and nothing fell off of it. And even better news is we didn't forget any tools in the engine, because that may have, like, there's a dent on the hood up there from when I slammed the hood on top of a socket wrench. So it's nice to have built-in tables. It sucks when you forget to take the tools off of it before you decide to go for a drive. So right now, filled the rad full of distilled water. It's taken almost 8 liters. I know this engine's supposed to take over 9. So once it hits 195 degrees, the thermostat will open. It will cycle the coolant in the motor, but I mean, there was some residual coolant in the motor, so the system's not going to be completely empty. We drained the rad, but I didn't pull like any frost plugs or anything like that from the engine. So right now, you can see right there, we're just waiting for the thermostat to open and to bubble the rest of that down. This is still cold water at this point. And then I'll bleed it all again, and then I'll mix the 50-50. We're going with, where is it? Vince suggested that we use Prestone concentrate, more distilled water on the floor to mix it all up. And then hopefully we don't blow Clark up.
Because I would be sad.
Yeah. So also what's happened today is Tosh mustered up as much energy as she could while she was like sick as a dog. I am definitely getting sick. So as the day's going by, I am slipping into this as well. So I think the next couple days I'm going to be a mess. I'm glad we picked the day that we're both kind of even to get this done.
You're welcome.
Because otherwise it's not getting done.
No, this is going to be like bath and bedtime for me.
Yeah, and he's already bathed and ready for bed.
He's bathed. Bedtime for him right now. Then I get a bath. Bedtime for me.
And then I'll shower to get all this grease off of me after the Jeep is done. I cannot go to sleep tonight until this is done. Tosh will have to excuse herself soon to get him to sleep and probably stop back out, but I definitely have to stay until this is complete because we need to get back to 2 cars again. The Civic is out there. Hi, Civic! But we need 2.
Okay, so I just took it for a boot. Just a quick once around the block, and everything is beautiful. Runs like a dream. Heat gauges are all in place. Like nothing, no lights on, nothing screaming at me. Smooth sailing. So, as of right now, we are going to be...
What time is it?
Yeah, this little one needs to go to bed. What time is it? Oh my goodness. It's 9:11.
Okay, so we've now been working on this for roughly 11 hours.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we had to wait for a part. We had lunch. That was great. And actually, there was so much food I haven't even eaten since. Yeah, it's been all day.
Yeah,
and you know what?
It's been all day.
This is a blast. I really like working on this thing. It's fun to be able to know that, like, we're going to eventually fill this toolbox full of tools, but
yeah,
this has been a lot of fun.
And we didn't kill each other.
No, that's actually been a lot of fun.
So we've actually had a fun, it was like a Jeep date day. We worked on the Jeep, we had lunch, got some tools, we made 2 trips. It was pretty good.
It was good.
I would say, right?
it's amazing.
We have that big bright light
I
behind
know.
us. He wants to talk.
It's amazing.
All right, bye.
Well, everyone, it's done, and I couldn't be happier. I just came back from taking it for a long drive, hit it a little bit, beat on it, let it back. Listen, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, and I had a big hand in helping with this thing, so I need to make sure that my family never feels the struggle of being stranded. So if something happens to this thing and it overheats, and I'm at work and I can't get out, man, I'm going to feel massive responsible. So after they're in bed, I need to beat on a little bit just to make sure that we're not going to have any leaks, no drips, no overheating. Even though we are heading into the winter, it's still a matter of still making sure. So now I'm just down here checking to see if there's any drips after the pressure came off. And then tomorrow morning after it cools down, I'm going to check to see whether or not it needs a little bit more water, because there's still about that much left in here. It should have took it all. So I just want to make sure that everything is cycled through okay. But it was a great time today with the family being out here and doing this. And guys, if you've made it this far in the video, even if you didn't, still thank you very much for watching, man. I really, I guess the best way to say it is I'm turning this channel more into an adventure with the Scale family. We are still doing the RC stuff. That will never stop. That's a really big, important part of our life. But we're branching out a little bit, and it's more about the experiences that we can have, and I'm hoping that you guys are going to have some great experiences too. YouTube already said, or has always said, that it's to broadcast yourself. And I and my wife, my kid, Steve, Antler, Dave, Pumbaa, Chris, we're all more than just the RC stuff. So I hope you guys can enjoy the journey and watch Clark the Jeep become into something pretty big, and then some trails that we're going to do with that too. So I do also want to give a huge shout out to Chris. I know Chris is not going to watch this far into the video, but for the people who do watch this far into the video, a huge shout out to Ketty for kind of giving me the confidence that I could do this. Chris, anytime he thinks I need to do a job that I'm not entirely good with, or he doesn't think that I'm going to be able to handle, he offers to help, or he offers to come and do it. He's really awesome like that. But if it's anything that he thinks that I can just do on my own, he just points in the direction, gives me a few tips, and just lets me go. So in this case, there was no offer to help. He just basically said, dude, water pump, do it. And then just checked in a few times with me to make sure that I was doing the right thing. And basically just gave me the thumbs up and asked me if it was done yet. So for him, knowing my actual vehicle mechanical limitations to be able to just let me go nuts on this thing, then that shows me that either this is so super easy to work on, or he actually understands that I might know a thing or two a little bit about fixing some stuff. Or maybe both. Maybe it's like super easy to work on and he knows that I know a little bit, but I'm learning as I go. And I'll be honest with you, man, we did not know anything about what was going to happen. I read a couple articles on the internet, and I watched maybe 3 YouTube videos just to kind of make sure that each one of them was saying the same thing. And yes, we did learn some stuff from those videos just for stuff to look out for. So that was actually pretty cool. But guys, thank you again for watching. My kid and my wife love making these videos, and they love the comments below. So please write anything, because Tosh is always checking, and we read them to Bear so that he can know that people are talking. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and stick around and join more of the adventures.